Hey there, I'm Ken, co founder and daily user of Meet Sona. Here we use AI voice interviews to turn your ideas and stories into content worth reading. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to get the most out of the product and start creating, repurposing, and publishing with confidence. So what we're looking at right now is the first three questions that Sona is going to ask you. Takes about 3 minutes. You do not need to prepare and just say whatever comes to mind. So I'll go ahead and get us started.
Hi, I'm Sona. I've got 3 quick questions to get to know you better and understand your style. Just talk like you're catching up with a friend. In a few minutes, you'll have your first post ready to go. What kind of work do you do and who do you help?
So I've done a lot of things in the past, lived many lives as a founder, but currently working on you. Meet Sona, a product very inspired.
Thank you for sharing your story with me. I'll use everything you've told me to create content that truly represents who you are.
And here we have our first piece of LinkedIn content, just from a few three simple questions answered. I'm going to go ahead and publish this because why not? Just like you should be. We publish, we use the data, we see how people feel about the post, whether than or rather than ruminating on it. So if I'd like, I can maybe add something. Go ahead and save this, connect LinkedIn. And now that we're all connected, we can smart schedule, which selects the next best day and time based on historical performance data. You could choose a time that you'd like, pick any time or day here. I'm going to go ahead and publish immediately. If you want, you can add an image as well, but I'm just going to publish the text post. And if we scroll down on my profile, we can see that the content was successfully posted and exactly how we edited it as well. Already getting a few impressions. Let's head on back over to the dashboard now. Now that we're back in the dashboard, we've got this handy dandy getting started checklist in the corner here. This is every action that you can take to get the most out of the platform most quickly. It'll walk you through your first interview, how to create your first pieces of content, publishing exactly like we did just now, teaching Sona your style a little bit more, and then you also can bookmark this on your phone to redeem some extra credits. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my actual daily profile to show you around for the rest of the platform. So this is my actual profile that I use each and every week, not every day, but I have a system. And so the first thing is this streak. I hate breaking my streaks like I had to do a while back. And so this will just keep you going and motivated. As always, you'll always be able to start a new interview here. You'll have a good look at what your last interview is or the last piece of content that you created and 3 interview topics. I wanted to start with your verbal identity, which is the core of the entire product. Instead of asking you, do you want to sound like Ernest Hemingway or a bit modern or cheeky, we actually start with you at the core of everything else. And so every time you talk, every time you give feedback to Sona, every time you tell a story or share an idea, we are building a ongoing verbal identity profile, which is your personality, your tone, the things you always say, guidelines when creating content, your expertise areas, and these dimensions of what make up your actual style versus trying to approximate it. And you don't ever have to go tweak this on an ongoing basis because it automatically updates and grows as you do. Next, we're going to come on over to the interview area. And we already went through an interview for those first 3 questions when you got started, but you're always going to have 3 topics that Sona thinks, hey, this is the next right thing that they'd love to talk about, queued up for you here. You can click on these or enter in your own and then go ahead and start the interview. Once you're finished, there's always going to be insights that Sona gleans from every interview that you do. And just like you would if you go here to our Insights workshop, you can review these to make sure they either sound like you, they represent your ideas well, or they don't. Each of these are going to teach Sona, and whether you can click on it or swipe left or right if you're using mobile, but teach Sona exactly what you believe, your values, and give Sona ideas for next time that you want to come to do an interview. And you're always going to have these ready to go here. Whether you want to tell a story, your values, pieces of expertise, or interviews, you can always start an interview from any of these areas of insights. You can even on your phone or leave a voice note as well, because I do not really like to type. So let's try it out. I went running with the Bulls in Barcelona last year with my brother, and I am really glad that I am alive. We can see here that this is a personal story that can be added as an insight anytime. So this is good for just jotting down an idea that you have throughout the day. It'll always be here. You can always do an interview from it, or we can go over to our content workspace to see our previous interviews that we've done. You'll see content that has yet to been created from your most recent interview. And then if you've done a few interviews without creating anything, we're always going to remind you up here. To create content, you can view your transcript if you'd like. You can edit it for later, download it. You can re-listen to yourself doing the interviews. One gentleman likes to listen to himself talk about the product to get better at his pitch. But to create content, we'll just go to create. You can select a blog post, a LinkedIn post. You can select multiple at the same time. You can select multiple different types at the same time. We'll go ahead and generate this. All right, then we'll go over to our content area here, and we can see it being generated right now while it's loading. You can also create a piece of content from scratch if you want to, not from the interview. If you have any inspiration, you can select the type, and just like you would, you can give it a title and start creating, and it'll add directly to your content area as well. Just like we did before, if you go to schedule and publish, pick a new one, you can go ahead and get this scheduled for the future, or choose your own time and date and get that scheduled. If you have any questions at all, you're always welcome to click the support button. I read each and every one myself and respond promptly within 24 hours. You can go into your profile. You can change each of the settings that you updated through a voice note, through typing them out about to teach Sona about your business model or things that you're experiencing in your day-to-day life that you want to be consistent, or reconnect your LinkedIn. You can always do that here as well. And that's everything you need to get the most out of the product. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I hope to hear from you soon. Cheers.